frolicking and frolicking about in the muddy playgrounds of Southfield, Michigan.
Exactly.
I think that one will be extremely hard-pressed to find anyone who doesn't know who Eminem is. Being one of the best-selling musical artists of all time means that even if you don't listen to his music, you can at least recognize a few of his songs. The man is a certified icon and undoubtedly a GOAT, not only in the music industry but in movies as well. His global success has broken down long-standing racial barriers for the acceptance of white rappers and popular music, and he has become representative of the angst that the American underclass felt during the late 1990s and early 2000s. His alter ego of Slim Shady has even taken on a life of its own, and nowadays he keeps it relatively low-key, apart from opening a spaghetti restaurant in Detroit aptly named Mom's Spaghetti, and now Eminem is going to be featured, shockingly for the first time, in the Super Bowl halftime show. There is truly no one like Eminem, and today we're gonna get into it. Today I'm gonna cover the decorated life of rap legend Eminem for our Super Bowl series. I'd love to hear in the comments down below who you'd like to see on the next episodes of Where Are They Now, Super Bowl related or not. And please like this video if you enjoyed it, I really hope you do. Alright folks, hunker down. This one's gonna be a long one. To say he's done a lot is an extreme understatement. Marshall Bruce Mathers III was born in Missouri. His mother Debbie was 15 years old, a child herself, and almost died during her 73-hour-long labor with the rapper. In a memoir she released years later, she describes the event as a quote, living hell, while also claiming that the doctor smoked cigars while helping her through the process. Her parents were unstable, and her father eventually abandoned the family only 18 months after Debbie gave birth to Marshall, leaving the 15-year-old as the sole caregiver for the rapper and eventually his younger brother Nathan. He moved with his mom between Detroit and Missouri, rarely staying in one home for more than a year or two at a time and often staying with family members. His mom showed a lot of mental health issues when Marshall was young. He even theorized in a song called Cleaning Out My Closet that she exhibited symptoms of Munchausen by proxy. This disorder is when someone lies about someone close to them having an illness or impairment to garner sympathy and attention. It's a narcissistic disorder where Eminem's mom made him, and later his little brother, believe that he was sick even when he wasn't, in a bid to play the sympathetic caregiver. Also in his song called My Mom, the rap artist speaks about how his mother had a prescription substance addiction. The substance in question is a pharmaceutical that is used to treat anxiety, depression, and alcohol withdrawal symptoms. It starts with a V and ends with an M, I'm sure you can figure it out. Also in this song, Marshall claims that his mother would sprinkle some of the substance onto his food when he was a child, resulting in an addiction of his own. Quote, the water that I drank, peas in my plate, she sprinkled just enough of it to season my steak. If that isn't enough to cause some serious trauma for the rapper, a string of violent boyfriends and stepfathers, living on welfare, and in some of America's dodgiest neighborhoods certainly is. Eminem's early days were rife with terror, and his survival in the face of complete adversity is a subject for a large portion of his most successful tracks. A social worker who frequently showed up to their house because of some of the more escalated fights between Mathers and his mom describes his mother as having a quote, very suspicious, almost paranoid personality. And yet, despite all of this, once her son became famous, Debbie, to this day, claims that she had sheltered him and was largely responsible for his success. Her autobiography, titled My Son Marshall, My Son Eminem, is just one giant excuse for all of her behavior as she dodges all the accusations of horrible parenting from both of her sons. As a teenager, Eminem tried to contact his father by sending him letters to his home in California. Debbie claims that they all came back marked return to sender. This childhood attempt at contact that failed must have been the main drive for why, once he was cemented as a celebrity and his father tried to enter back into his life, he responded with the lyrics, quote, when you see my dad, tell him I split his throat in this dream I had, in his song My Name Is. Marshall and his family grew up extremely poor, mostly in a Detroit trailer park with a primarily black population. He recalls being one of 3 white households on their block, and his race became a source of contention that often came up in violent bullying by the other boys around him. The bullying got so bad, actually, that Eminem was hospitalized with a severe head injury, as he recounts on his track Brain Damage. Despite the horror of both home life and school life, Eminem did have one mentor that led him down the path of hip hop and rap. His uncle Ronnie was very close with the boy and supported his freestyle rap interest. Slim Shady began rapping at 14 years old in the underground freestyling scene, during lunchtime at school, and at the hip-hop shop on West 7 Mile, which is largely considered ground zero for the Detroit rap scene. After 3 separate attempts at completing grade 9, Eminem dropped out of high school at 17 and began working several jobs to help his mother pay bills. He later said that his mother would steal his paychecks and throw him out on the streets. He'd wait till she left to play bingo, then go back into their trailer and write rap songs as a coping mechanism. In 1988, Marshall went by MCMM and formed his first rap group, which over the years evolved to include other rappers and DJs while changing names. In 1991, when the rapper was 19 years old, his main supporter and uncle, Ronnie, tragically passed away by his own hand. Marshall was so devastated by the event that he stopped publicly speaking for days and didn't attend his funeral. Despite that major life event, Eminem kept pursuing rap, and in 1996, he released his first album, Infinite. It was a commercial failure and lacked the artist's signature comically violent rhyming style. Also during this time, Haley Mathers was born. Her mom, Kim Mathers, was living with Eminem and his mother in the trailer park during the time, and despite their extremely rocky relationship, they decided to get married. The negative feedback he got from his initial album led Eminem down the path towards crafting angrier, more expressive tracks for which he is now known for. Despite struggling through a job washing dishes at a local diner where he worked 60 hours a week just to support his newborn baby, he was fired a few days before Christmas one year and attempted to take his own life after the accumulation of stress coupled with his unresolved prescription intake issues. In 1997, Eminem developed the alter ego Slim Shady, a sadistic and violent character who raps with an angry and aggressive style. He released the Slim Shady EP and then traveled to Los Angeles to compete in a battle rap competition while both homeless and jobless. He placed second, and an Interscope Records intern who attended the battle encouraged the CEO to listen to the tape. The CEO played it for Dr. Dre, who later recalled, quote, "In my entire career in the music industry, I have never found anything from a demo tape or CD. When Jimmy, the CEO, played this, I said, find him now." Although others in the rap scene criticized Dr. Dre for hiring a white rapper, he was confident that Marshall was different. Quote, "I don't give a if you're purple. If you kick it, I'm working with you." The Slim Shady LP was released through Dr. Dre, bringing Eminem to the studio, and it became one of the year's most popular albums. It was certified triple platinum by the end of the year, and Eminem finally got his first taste of recognized achievement. The Marshall Mathers LP was released a year later and broke the US record for fastest selling hip hop album, beating out Snoop Dogg's Doggy Style, along with the fastest selling solo album, which beat out Britney Spears' Baby One More Time. By 2001, Eminem was performing with Elton John at the Grammys. He took a 5-year hiatus in the mid-2000s that lasted until 2007 when he released Relapse. He then released another album, Recovery, that same year, certifying Eminem as the first artist with 2 year-end best-selling albums. By 2010, Shady was named the #1 rapper of the 21st century. As for acting, Mathers appeared in a small role in a 2001 movie and cameoed as an extra on a Korn music video. But in 2002, Eminem made his Hollywood debut with the semi-autobiographical film 8 Mile. The movie is more so an account of growing up in poverty in Detroit rather than a genuine account of his own life. But nevertheless, the track Lose Yourself came out of it, and the movie holds up so well to this day. In his personal life, Marshall married the mother of his daughter twice, but the relationship was extremely rocky and never quite worked out, despite them being high school sweethearts. Her name was Kim, and despite trying to make it work, Kim was severely entrenched in substance issues. So much so that Eminem had custody of her child from another relationship, despite not being the baby's father. He also has legal custody of his younger brother Nathan, his own daughter, and his sister-in-law's daughter as well. This ragtag group of kids are very sweetly welcomed by Eminem into his life, usually because the parents were, like Kim, unable to care for their kids because of symptoms of poverty. That's not to say that he didn't have his own substance abuse issues. He used sleeping pills regularly, taking upwards of 40 to 60 tablets a day. He only ate fast food, and his weight increased to 230 pounds at its worst. It got so bad that he said he was unrecognizable to fans, and the people at Denny's knew him personally. In 2007, he was hospitalized for his tablet addiction. The doctor said that the amount he took left him, quote, about 2 hours from dying. Shortly after leaving the hospital, he relapsed again within a month. He tried to attend church meetings to get clean, but after being bombarded with fans asking for autographs, he sought help from a rehabilitation counselor. He began running as a way to cope and credits Elton John as a major mentor during this period, calling Eminem once a week to check up on him. Through this exercise and support, he has remained sober since April 2008. Despite allegations of homophobia, mainly due to his derogatory use of anti-gay slurs in his music, Slim always kind of avoided putting out his opinion for the longest time on gay rights. He more so deflected the questions by saying he doesn't really have any particular problem with it. Recently though, after same-sex marriage was legalized in his home state of Michigan, Eminem responded, quote, "I think if two people love each other, then what the hell? I think that everyone should have a chance to be equally miserable if they want." He further stated that his, quote, "overall look on things is a lot more mature than it used to be." In 1999, Eminem was famously sued by his own mother for $10 million. The case claimed that he was slandering her in his The Slim Shady LP. She won $1,600, but the case was pretty much excused as a joke by the court. Talk about Mother of the Year. To this day, Eminem is considered one of the greatest artists of all time, being equated to a modern-day Shakespeare by the BBC. His art has also been compared to Bob Dylan's because, quote, "Not since Bob Dylan's heyday in the mid-1960s has an artist's output been subjected to such intense academic scrutiny as an exercise in contemporary soul-searching." US critics point to Eminem's vivid portrayals of disenfranchised lives, using the stark, direct language of the street as an accurate reflection of social injustice. When asked why teenagers loved him so much, Vice magazine stated that he is, quote, "the one artist high school kids seem to unanimously connect with. He represented everything high school years are about. Blind rage, misguided rebellion, adolescent frustration. He's like a human middle finger." He's also credited for popularizing hip-hop to a middle American audience. Now that we've gone through his legacy, what's Eminem up to now? Well, in 2021, he announced the hilarious spaghetti restaurant that plays on the Mom Spaghetti line from his track Lose Yourself. The restaurant is in Detroit and features waiters whipping up large portions of spaghetti and spaghetti sandwiches. The ad for it's hilarious and super retro. Eminem himself even served a few customers their helping of spaghetti. He's also sending spaghetti to frontline hospital staff and donates a large portion of his revenue to hospitals. Also, outside of continuing to put out albums, he was announced as an artist in the extremely decorated Super Bowl lineup. Working alongside Mary J. Blige, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and Kendrick Lamar, this is the first Super Bowl to feature only rap artists. It's also Eminem's first halftime show. If the event organizers can pull it off, it could be one of the craziest halftime shows to date. And with how much talent is packed into one event, it could be monumentous for rap fans. Jay-Z even referred to the lineup as history in the making. In an epic trailer published by Pepsi that adds so much fire to the flame, both Eminem and Slim Shady are introduced as separate characters fighting one another in a versus rap battle that seems to promise the appearance of Eminem's famously crude alter ego during his performance. I'm genuinely so excited for this and haven't been this excited to watch a Super Bowl halftime show in a long time. Working alongside Dr. Dre, the man that allowed Eminem to rise to his full potential as a rap god, is genuine poetic justice. Thank you so much for watching this video, I had a blast making it. Comment down below if we missed anything, which I'm sure we definitely did considering how much Eminem did and is continuing to do in his lifetime. And please subscribe to this channel for more content just like it. I've been your host Sierra, thank you so much for watching Where Are They Now?